Hi, how are you doing? My name is Jackson Matos. I am a sophomore at Penn State studying aerospace engineering, and I am answering prompt number one, which is you're sitting down with a major aerospace leader who wants to hear some of your ideas. What would you say to convince them to invest in the next generation of Latin American aerospace pioneers, and what actions would you encourage them to take? I think I'm very good at answering this question because I've been around Hispanic people and I've seen the potential that Hispanic students have my whole life. I was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico to two Dominican parents, and I've lived the majority of my life in Reading, Pennsylvania. Reading, Pennsylvania is one of the few cities in the U.S. that has a majority Hispanic population. So this means I've been able to see tons of students who have so much potential, and I've kind of been able to identify what is missing. And in my opinion, what's missing is a platform for inspiration or motivation to kind of go into these fields. Now, why did I say that? Just to give my personal anecdote. My brother was the first person in my family to go to college, but before my brother, I had no idea what I was going to do. I had no type of direction. I wasn't really sure what I was going to study. I was just in school kind of for the sake of going to school. I was in school because my parents made me to, but I had no idea what I was going to study afterwards. And my brother going to college he went to Lehigh University for biochemistry, kind of put me in a STEM path. So then further on in my career, going into high school, my physics teacher was a environmental engineer before becoming a teacher. So hearing that and hearing him talk about what he did kind of encouraged me to look and research into it more and more. That's why I believe that what's missing from these Latin American communities is a platform of motivation, a platform of kind of inspiration, where they'd be able to look at someone maybe from their community, someone who looks like them, someone who talks like them, someone who has their background, and see them succeed, see them come from these fields and progress and grow and do well in the aerospace industry. I believe that I would encourage them to just make a platform like that, make an organization where they go to these schools and they have experiments, they have people talk, and they create a network of mentors that these students can use and communicate with and kind of talk to get into aerospace. Now, this isn't the first time it's been done. It's not specifically in aerospace, but I believe in other fields. For example, in my senior year of high school, the National Science Foundation Center for the Integration of Modern Optoelectronic Materials on Demand, which is short for IMOD, or IMOD is IMOD for short. In partnership with the University of Washington, they had this whole system where they would go to these underprivileged communities and they would ask, some of these higher end students, some of the upperclassmen, juniors, seniors, who were, interested in STEM, kind of what should we do to get young kids from communities like yours to get into STEM? And we went and they kind of showed us some of the things that they brought. They brought some stickers that showed off, for example, light diffraction, because they're a lab that kind of works with that. They work with the diffraction of light. They work on studying the wavelengths of photons, and kind of showed off some things like light diffraction, light reflecting off different things. And I said, this is great. And we kind of have to just keep going with it, make a whole system where we have kind of almost like a concert tour where we go into these schools and we're able to encourage more kids to see things like this, to kind of be like, wow, like this is what I want to do in the future. And I think through that, they continued the program, and I think they're doing better than ever. They've reached more schools. And yeah, that's the steps I would encourage this aerospace leader to take. Make a platform where they'd be able to reach young kids in these Latin American aerospace communities, or not even just aerospace, but be able to encourage Latin American students to get into aerospace, because what's missing in their communities is inspiration, somebody they can look up to, and somebody who they can say, yeah, I want to be like them when I grow up. Thank you.